Welcome to Unfold Data Science friends. My name is Aman and I am a data scientist. In this video, I am going to explain you the introduction to Big Data and Hadoop. Now why are these topics important guys? So you will agree with me if you are attending data science interviews. Many a times people will ask you about big data concepts, Hadoop concepts, model deployment, something on the programming side, something on the infrastructure side. All these things people will ask you. So it is very important for us to know the end-to-end implementation of data science, which includes the knowledge of big data system, cloud system and these kind of environments. So in this video I am going to give you the introduction of what is big data, what is Hadoop and how these systems relate with each other. Okay. So let us start with big data guys. Now what is big data? If somebody asks you what is big data, your answers would be in 4 V's basically, okay, 4 V's. Now I am sure you would have heard of these 4 V's guys. One is volume, next is velocity, third is variety and fourth is veracity, okay, veracity, V-E-R-A-C-I-T-Y. What is the meaning of these things guys? Now let me ask you, when you run a program in your computer, then how much of data you are using? So you run in an Excel or CSV, some MBs. When you are watching a movies, some GBs. When you are listening a song or watching a movies, some GB of data you are processing. But what happens if I give you data of 1 million customers? I give you data of 1 million customer and I expect you to process the data in your computer. Is it possible? No. When we talk of more data, that is the first characteristics of data being called as big data, which means the volume part of big data. So here I am talking about zettabytes and petabytes of data. These are very high volume if you talk the data from the volume terms, okay. The second characteristics for a data to be called big data is velocity. Velocity means at what speed data is getting generated. So I am sitting here, I order my food from Zomato. My neighbor also orders food from Zomato. Other guy also order food from Zomato. So data is getting generated at a very high speed for Zomato. So the velocity part of big data is generation speed of the data, and you must be aware that data in the universe is doubling every 2 years. That is the speed at which we humans are generating data, okay. That is the velocity part of your big data. Next is variety part. Now what is the variety guys? Imagine you are storing data in a tabular format, in an Excel sheet, in a tabular format, row column format. The other data can be sensor data, the other data can be CCTV footage, video, other data can be some images. All these are different variety of data. Something can be an email, something can be a text, tweet. All these are different forms of a data or different varieties of a data. So to call a data as big data, it should have different varieties. That is one of the characteristics of calling data as big data. And the next V is added recently in big data definition, that is called veracity of data. The meaning of that is trustworthiness of your data. Can you trust on your data? So obviously when you collect data from many sources, some of that data might not be much useful, some of that data might be noise. So how much of your data is trustworthy? Can you use that data for taking a business decision? That is the veracity part of big data definition of 4 V's. Now we have understood what is big data. If somebody asks you, you need to remember just one English sentence guys. More data getting generated at a high speed with many varieties and trustworthy. Let me repeat it guys. More data getting generated at a high speed, having many varieties and trustworthy. That is what covers the definition of big data, right? Now we have understood what is big data. So at the moment we talk of more data, varieties of data and velocity and veracity, the most common thing to data, the most common thing we do with the data is store and process. Now this is very important, guys. You need to understand these are the nuts and bolts of the world of data. If you have data, you want to store it and you want to process it, right? So if I give you Zomato data for all the orders in the Bangalore, what are you going to do with the data? You are going to store it somewhere and you are going to find some meaning. For example, what is the most ordered food? What is the order frequency of a particular area in a Bangalore? What is the order size of all the Zomato orders on an average? These kind of information you want to draw from the data, right? For that, you need to store and process. When I am talking about storage and processing, if it is a 10 MB file, then there is no problem. You can store in your local machine. But I am talking about some ZB and PB, zettabytes and petabytes of data. You cannot store in your local machine. You cannot store even in a small server. You need more infrastructure. At the moment I talk of more infrastructure, I am talking about money, and that is where Hadoop comes in picture. So if you want to store more data and you want to process it, what you need is a bigger infra. Bigger infra means more cost. There comes the Hadoop as a rescue. So Hadoop is nothing but an open source framework. Somebody asks you what is Hadoop? Hadoop is an open source framework built by Apache, provided by Apache. So Apache is a company most of you would be heard of. So Hadoop is an open source framework provided by Apache to store and process what? Big data. Very simple, guys. This is the relation between Hadoop and big data. Big data means more data at higher speed, having many varieties, trustworthy. If we want to process that, what we need? We need an open source platform where we no need to spend money, and Hadoop is an open source platform for that. Okay. Now let us understand few things about Hadoop. So Hadoop, first of all, is not an OLTP system, guys. Okay. Hadoop is not an OLTP system. What is an OLTP system? Let me give you an example. You go to Shopper Stop, or you go to Big Bazaar, or you go to Pantaloons. When you take a jeans and go to the billing counter, sometimes you ask to the counter guy, hey, do I have any points in my name or in my number? So that if you have points, some discounts you might get. What he will do, he or she will do, they will enter your number and the points you have in your account should be displayed. At the moment that is displayed, you get a discount. These kind of system are called online system, online transaction processing system, billing systems, invoice systems, where something has to be online, some online interaction has to be there. There has to be data and results should come from the data fast. These kind of systems are called OLTP system. Hadoop is not an OLTP system. Hadoop cannot be used as a main database for Shopper Stop or Big Bazaar or Pantaloons. No. Hadoop is a batch processing system. Hadoop normally we use for batch processing, and Hadoop we normally run offline. Okay? Offline means we store data in Hadoop, we do our analysis, but we do not want to keep it online every time. Okay? Now there are many components of Hadoop, guys. How Hadoop stores file, how to retrieve data from Hadoop, what is MapReduce, how MapReduce runs. Many things about Hadoop we will cover in the next videos. In this introduction video, if you have any doubts, of course write me in comment, I will answer you. Be very energetic for the upcoming videos, as I am going to show you in my laptop as well by doing the implementation, how files are stored in Hadoop, how we fetch data, and how we do many things in Hadoop. I will see you all in the next video, guys. Till then, wherever you are, stay safe and take care.